A prenup in Washington, I look at it as it is the thing that allows you to come together with this person you're about to marry, and you are going to talk about all the things ideally you would have already talked about, but many of you have not. So it is so important to sit down and talk about how are you going to divide up finances? How are you going to handle the money that you're bringing into the marriage? How are you going to handle the money that you're earning during the marriage? What are you going to do if maybe one of you decides that they're going to have a child and they're going to step back from work? Is that going to be addressed in any way? A prenup is this amazing opportunity for you to have a deep conversation, multiple conversations about things that are going to help your marriage be stronger. And so I look at a prenup as divorce proofing your marriage. And it's funny because so many people think somehow a prenup is bad. And I'm like, if you, before you're married, cannot discuss these things, major red flag, big old red flag. You need to step back and ask yourself, what is the problem here? Because I can assure you, when you're married 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, you're talking about these things. They're critical. And so getting a prenup is, I think, almost a requirement of getting married nowadays. It is not something that is bad, or it somehow means you think your marriage is going to fail. I mean, it is going to help your marriage succeed. And better yet, even in the off chance your marriage does fail, now you're not going to spend all the money getting a divorce and have it be this big unknown. You now have a roadmap of what your separation and split is going to look like. It is going to lower the conflict. A prenup is a great thing. I highly recommend it. If you have, let's say you're one of the Gates children and you might inherit, bazillions. And so you're coming into a marriage with a lot of money, and you want to make sure that that money doesn't necessarily go to your spouse if you were to get divorced later. That is an absolutely great way to use the prenup process, and you can decide what is going to happen with that. Because under Washington law, we have separate property, community property. Understanding what you can and can't do with those bazillions is going to be important. Like, you don't want to just go put them in the joint bank account, because now you might have commingled that property. And so it is very important, as part of the prenup process, is to get educated on what the kind of downfalls are if you don't know what you're doing. So getting a prenup, having those conversations, getting yourself educated is going to help you make a decision as you're getting married, and it is going to be a much sharper decision. And that's always for the best. I would say the biggest hurdle to a prenup is actually just bringing it up. And so many people, you've maybe just got your ring, you're so excited, and you just, all you want to do is plan your wedding. You want to pick a dress, buy flowers, and maybe you're the guy and you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, like, I'm starting this new family, like, it's going to be amazing. How do I mention a prenup without kind of making this sound horrible and transactional and like really kind of unromantic? It is really important that you come to this from a place of vulnerability, and that you come and you explain how these topics are maybe not something you were even educated in. Maybe your family never talked about money, never mentioned it. You didn't know who earned what in your family. And so this is all new to you. Explain that. Let your partner know that this is not about you not wanting to share, or it's not about you having some kind of money grab. This is all about you all coming together in an emotionally intelligent way at a time when you love each other, and be able to make decisions about how you want things to work if something were to go wrong. I can assure you the decisions you make at the prenup process time are going to be much better than the decisions you make when you're angry and it's time to get a divorce. Be smart, talk about it, be honest, be vulnerable, hear each other out, and get the advice you need from counsel so that you know what you're getting into and what is at risk if you don't have a prenup. In my opinion and in my experience, prenups actually keep couples together. because those couples are able to have better conversations. And interestingly, even if they do split up, when I have dealt with a couple who's come to me and they have a prenup, it is a completely different ballgame managing that divorce than a couple who literally is like, we've never talked about money. I don't know. Never looked at our bank account. It's just a whole different picture. Starting your marriage out with a prenup is starting you out with the idea that you two are a team and you discuss these things. So your marriage is likely going to go better. If you have any questions about a prenup, a postnup, a cohabitation agreement in Washington, please reach out to us. We would be happy to discuss your options and help you understand what's important. And the timing is very important. So don't hesitate to reach out. If you've already got that ring on and you're planning a wedding, now is the time to reach out. And we are happy to help you at Elise Buie Family Law.